Hello, and welcome to another how-to video of Infor's PLM Discrete version 10.2. I am Brian Rockwell, PLM Solutions Architect at Rockwell Consults. Projects are used in PLM for several reasons, but the primary purpose is to separate data for one group of users from another. The question is, does it seem feasible to have more than one project in PLM, or do you stay with a single project? This question is something you will need to decide for your business based on your specific criteria. We will review the differences and then create a new project using typical best practices. As we log in as a user with admin rights, we contemplate on the need for projects. How will they work for us, and what are the pros and cons of each one? First, we need to define what a project is and what it does. Project management is controlled through the project list pane, accessed through the Work Area Manager. By default, there are always at least 3 projects. One for the repository of PLM files that is hidden to the standard user. 2, an ECM project that is used to handle connections to ERP systems and other external connections. And finally, the actual working project that is set up at PLM installation that is used as the default, visible to users to handle standard objects and files created in PLM. When any object is created, it is automatically assigned to the default project. The default project for that user is set in the All Users Preferences or the preferences for that particular user. If multiple projects are used, this could be different for each user or can be changed by the user based on their available projects. Typically, smaller organizations will prefer a single project. There is simply too much overhead related to more than one project. Also, the security is generally more relaxed and the data requirements less stringent than larger companies. If you plan to use a single project, the only basic requirements will be to verify your users have a role and make sure they are related to the default project. If not, they will log in but not be able to see any data. Environments with more than one project can be simple or rather complex based on specific company needs. I won't be able to address all scenarios, however, I can at least provide some idea as to what will be expected and the options available should you decide this is the way to go. Allowing more than one project allows you to use project-specific features. The most notable ones are project-specific masks, project-specific vault operations, and task processing mode. It is not required to use these features, however they are available should you decide your company needs that kind of flexibility. It comes down to the business structure and needs your business requires from PLM. When generating a new project, it is wise to review the project requirements previously and not attempt to make decisions on the fly, so to speak. You will probably overlook something and have to review it again after data has erroneously been generated. Usually, the additional panes needed to handle the project users and other project-related tasks can be accessed through the project pane. If you are creating a new project and this is not a brand new installation, a project usually exists. The best approach is to copy an existing project to copy the parameters. However, if you want to create a project from scratch, the following tasks will need to be performed. 1. Give a project ID. 2. Give a project name. 3. Add project manager if applicable. 4. Review project duration and phase if applicable. 5. Review vault operations for that project. 6. Select the workflow task operation mode. 7. Set any related masks if required. 8. Whether the project will send email notifications or not. And 9. The associated users to that project. Several of the fields I did not mention because they are typically not used in standard PLM projects. If you want more information about a specific field, review the help file. In the essence of time, I will copy a project and rename it, preserving all the links. Once you have set the parameters as desired, go ahead and create the new project. We will review the changes to the project in the next sections. Vault operations are used to control the checkout and check-in of objects in the PLM project. The pertinent objects are items and documents. The options allow, depending on the operation, are, for checkout, no copy will break the link with the source object, or in other words, the target object will have no connection to the source object. Copy all links will simply maintain connection to existing data when the target object is created. Check out all objects will check out the source object and create a copy of the source with the status of undefined. For check-in, keep all links will not check in related objects. Check in all objects will check in all objects of a particular object type that are related to the target. The default setting for PLM is to check out the related documents and drawings with the related item, as the part to be modified will need changes to the part file and drawing. That is acceptable, but many customers prefer to set the preserve all links and perform a selective checkout for all objects. Masks can be set in the administration menu. These will not be covered in depth in this video, but once a mask is created, it may be called up and used for a specific project when needed. To set a mask for a particular project, select the project you have created, open the related masks, and add the desired mask to the list. These masks can be for most anything, but typical masks would be for the item, document, file, and business process. That is not the extent of what masks can do, as you notice. The find number is another selection that can be made based on project needs. The workflow task operation mode is required for each project and will need to be decided prior to creating the project. Let us review the two types of group tasks that can be received. Delegate by leader is the mode that will send the group task to the group leader, who then can assign the task to one of the group members. This is the preferred method if the organization requires more control over group tasks without sacrificing the limitation of assigning a task to a specific user every time. Larger organizations typically select this method to provide better control over the business process. The group leader will receive the delegation task, who will then right-click on the task, go to Task Operations, then select Delegate. The group leader selects one of the group members from the drop-down list, or themselves if they are also a member of the group. The delegation task is removed from the group leader's task list and placed on the selected group member's task list. Group Take Task is where the group task is given to all group members, which allows any of the members to take the task. This mode is preferred for smaller organizations that do not need as much control over the process. Typically, this is because they know they need to perform the work when there are only a couple users who can work on the task. In this scenario, the task appears on all the task lists of all the group members. One of the members of the group will right-click on the task, go to Task Operations, then select Take. The Take task is removed from the other user task lists, and the user may perform the action task. To learn more about how to process a task, review the Task Processing How-To video. There are no hard and fast rules regarding projects, considering the fact each company will have specific requirements and needs that will need to be defined prior to the burning question. Some opt for a site-specific project, some for a departmental-specific project. Some opt to work out their security issues with other controls within PLM. Once you understand the implications and effect, you can then determine what works best for you.
For more information about other how-to videos, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. To learn more about Rockwell Consults and how we can improve your manufacturing processes and data management, go to rockwellconsults.com.